Hi, Steve. Hi, Steve RS89. So a couple of years ago, around June, July 2021, I did a couple of videos about something I discovered which was disturbing, which is monkey haters and monkey torture porn on YouTube. Now, this was a huge problem about 3 years ago. Basically, there were all these channels that had just tens and hundreds of videos of monkeys basically being tortured under the guise of being rescued or cared for or operated on or whatever, and really what these people allegedly supposedly were doing was just, torturing these animals for people to watch because they enjoy seeing it. Now, I didn't realize how deep this went and how sick this was. I just saw some videos, I found it disturbing, I did a couple of videos talking about it, and what I didn't realize was YouTube had, because the claim against YouTube is that they've turned a blind eye and they've actually protected these people. Like in the past, there have been allegations of YouTube protecting people making videos about children, if you know what I mean. I'm not using the P word. So, you can't, without YouTube taking down your video. They'll leave up the ones of people doing it, but you talk about it and they'll take your video down. That's the sort of contradiction that we were seeing. And there were people who were doing channels against monkey torture, and the monkey torturers were reporting their channel and having their channels taken down while their videos were still up. Like the monkey haters videos that they were enjoying were still up, but the people talking about it and maybe using some footage as examples of what they're talking about were being taken down because of the footage, because they were either being accused of copyright fraud, of taking their work, or they were just citing it and basically saying, oh, this video features this, because apparently YouTube has rules that say that you can't show the torture of animals. But yet there are all these videos and they claim, oh, they're cleaning the monkey's wound. Oh, they're feeding the starving monkey. Oh, they're helping the monkey, when really they're just they're creating the situations the monkeys are in, that they're suffering through, and they're just filming it like, oh, the poor monkey's stuck in this and I'm just going to film it for 10 minutes instead of helping it, and then, oh, in the last minute, after 8 minutes of watching it suffer, I'm going to rescue it. It's just the most stupid, sick crap, and it's because these people are not fooled for a second. It's being made for them, and the guise is just, so it apparently gets through the algorithms, but I'm not convinced that it actually does. I think it's being allowed. And as a YouTuber who, you say the wrong word, your video will be taken down, your channel will be demonetized, like mine has been demonetized. And they basically just mocked me and said, oh, we took it down because you used, other people's footage, which I didn't. I don't use other people's footage. All my videos are just me talking to the camera like this. And then when I appealed, they said, oh, your video didn't address the issue, when my video totally addressed the issue. So they're just mocking me at this point. And that's what some of the people who do the censorship on YouTube is like that. So you have right-wing people, targeting left-wing people. You have left-wing people targeting right-wing people. You have, people obviously involved in the monkey torture rings, protecting the real people and attacking the people who are trying to expose them, allegedly, supposedly. So all this sort of crap has been happening in the background. And I was sort of aware of that, but what I didn't know, two things happened. One is good news, which I should have brought up first, is that there have been mainstream media organisations like the BBC that have done investigations into this, and they've put out mainstream videos and bringing awareness to the general public about what's been happening on YouTube and what's happening with these monkey torture rings and that. So that's great. I think back in June there was a big BBC 1-hour documentary expose about this, and a lot of the people who were trying to bring awareness to this went quiet for a year or so because they couldn't mention on YouTube the people in that, because it would have interfered with the investigation. They've been made aware, we're doing an investigation, just send the information to us, don't put it on YouTube because you're going to actually, sabotage us from actually, so that's, some of these people went quiet for a while. I thought nobody cared anymore, but what they were doing is they were working with the investigations, and now the investigations have come out, and now people are now talking more about the experience that they had over the last year or so. So, and I'm very glad to see that when I did a search for this, my video came up as well. See, it only got 8,000 views, but it didn't use any footage of monkeys, and unfortunately a lot of people were viewing the protest videos for the content, because even though they put in the context of look what they're doing, this is exploitation and torture, people, the people were still watching it for that. So I don't have any of that in mind, so I think that's why it got less views. But I'm just really glad to report that there are now laws that have been made to protect animals that sort of they've tightened it, they've defined it, and some people are now actually starting to be charged. There was a guy who they found out his address and everything. They found out where he was, and they sent the police to him. They took away the monkeys. They're now being healed, and they're doing really well. And this guy got 7 months in jail. So there's some progress being made, and it's good because at the end of the day, these people are really sick, and they are either using this as a substitute for videos of children, or this is a gateway to children. So either way, this is something that really is serious and has to be taken seriously, because not only is it just cruelty to the animals and just appalling. Some of the videos, I mean, I'll try and describe some of the situations because I would never show them. Like some people, I think you shouldn't show them, but they would starve the monkeys and then force feed them spoiled food, so they would vomit and get sick and defecate themselves, because there are people who have fetishes for feces and vomit, and you can't do that to a child or an adult, but you can do it to a monkey. So they were living vicariously through, I guess, the monkeys in a way, because they couldn't find this content using children or humans, so they'd use animals. And they're just some of the sickest things. Like they had just violating the monkeys, abusing their genitals, just starving them till they die and videoing them dying, and then doing things with the bodies. This is just the most sick stuff that I've heard of, and fortunately I've never seen any of the actual videos. I've just sort of seen people reporting about them, where most of it is blocked out, so you can't actually see what's happening, but you know what's happening, and that's disturbing enough. And just the unimaginable suffering these animals have been put through, and it's just so sick and disturbing. And I'm just glad now there are more laws. They're starting to charge people, because once they make this dangerous to do, where you could get fined or go to jail or lose money, once people can no longer profit from this, they're going to cut off the food chain for these people, because a lot of the people creating this, they're just doing it for the money. They don't care. They don't actually get any enjoyment out of torturing the animals. It's done for the small amount of, apparently mostly older white women, which is the most disturbing thing. There are a lot of women apparently who have fantasies about harming children, maybe because of their own children, that they hate their own children, and they fantasize about things they want to do but they can't, or women who resent being forced to sort of have children, and they have all these baby abuse fantasies that they are living vicariously through the baby monkey torture videos. And it's just a sick thing, and a lot of people would assume it's men, and the very sexual ones are mostly men, and P words, who it's easier to get baby monkey content than it would be real children, so they do that. So they're a part of it, but the majority apparently is older women, and it's just so disturbing, and just it's just so sick on so many levels. And while I was glad to find that there's been mainstream investigations and mainstream exposés, and laws have been tightened, and the goal, I think, is to cut off the source from these people, because you can't cure these people because they're sick, but you can stop the people making content for them if it's too dangerous, or they can't make money out of it, if you demonetize their channel and so forth. So there's been some progress, but it's just really disturbing. And I just wanted to give a bit of an update about it, because I just learned a bit more about it. I hadn't looked at it for a while. I didn't think anything was happening, and then a couple of months ago they did have this big sort of expose in that, and now people can talk more freely because they're not involved in the investigations. They can just comment on how all that went and that. But yeah, it's just really sick. I wanted to mention some of the names of some of the people who've been fighting for them, but I'm not sure exactly who's responsible for what page and so forth, because so many pages were taken down and put back up again, and I don't want to give the wrong names, and I just don't want to get in any trouble, so I'm not mentioning names. But yeah, so I'm just keeping this to 10 minutes. My other video was like 26 minutes about all this, but this is just a shorter, just an appreciation for the people who are fighting for these animals, because it's just abhorrent what's happening. And one of the women who's actually been doing a lot of the work used to work in porn, and she'd been exploited and abused, and she actually was relating to what the monkeys were going through, which is really disturbing, but it's why she's sort of really thought for them, because, you know, she just felt for them. And I'm just really thankful to these people who've done this, and the progress that's been made, because it was just the most disturbing thing to discover. And I still think YouTube is, people, you know, believe that they are protecting some of these groups. And I do feel that's happening. And I have, in my opinion, seen YouTube target people, good and bad, based on the personal, you know, whims of people at YouTube. And that same sort of persecution of people or elevation of people, the same sort of people are protecting other people, and they're not always the good people. So it's really, they need to clean up, they need to clean house, you know, at YouTube. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Maybe even ding the bell so you actually see some of my videos in the future. Okay, bye.